You ever wonder how a new feature, actually gets from a developer's computer into the app on your phone? Well, today we're going to follow the epic quest of one single code change as it travels through a modern marvel of software engineering, the automated delivery pipeline. So, to really get why this journey is so cool, you gotta understand how things used to be. I mean, not that long ago, releasing software was this huge, stressful, all hands on deck event. It was slow, totally manual, and honestly, one tiny mistake could bring the whole system down. It was a nightmare. The new way? It's the complete opposite. It's fast, it's safe, it's automated, and it's all about making small, steady improvements. And our story starts right here. A developer somewhere types up a few lines of code for a cool new feature. The instant they save that work, they kick off this incredible automated journey. And right there, our hero is born. Okay, so to be super clear, our hero here isn't a person. It's what we call a code commit. You can think of it as just a single saved bundle of changes. Maybe it's a new feature, maybe it's a bug fix, but it's now ready to start its journey and prove it's worthy of reaching you, the end user. Every great quest needs a map, right? Well, here's ours. The journey is kind of like a digital assembly line with four main stages: source, build, test, and deploy. Our little code commit has to pass through every single one of these gates to complete its quest. So let's follow our hero into the first part of its adventure. This is where those raw lines of code get forged into something way more powerful, a single package that can actually be run, tested, and deployed. The second our developer hits save, the journey begins. A master system, something like AWS CodePipeline, is always watching the code repository, which is just a fancy name for the central library where all the project's code lives. It sees that new commit pop up, and bam, it kicks off the entire process automatically. No human has to do a thing. Next up, our commit heads to the build stage. Here, a service like AWS Code Build grabs the raw code, compiles it, which is basically just translating it into a language the computer can understand, and then packages it all up into a neat single unit called a build artifact. Seriously, think of this like our hero getting its armor and shield. It's now ready to face the trials ahead. And now, we get to the most critical part of the whole journey. Our freshly forged artifact can't just be let loose into the world. Oh no. It first has to prove its worth by running a gauntlet of automated tests. These are all designed to find any tiny flaw before it can ever affect a user. You see, this whole stage is built to answer one single fundamental question. Is this change really ready for the real world? Is it stable? Does it actually work? And maybe most important, does it break anything else that's already working? We need a system that can answer all of that with 100% confidence. So how in the world do you test this safely? With something called a staging environment. This thing is an exact clone of the live app that real people are using. It's basically a flight simulator for our code. We can throw anything at it, put it through the most intense tests, all in perfectly realistic conditions, but with zero real-world risk. It's a full-on dress rehearsal. And these trials are no joke. First up, unit tests check all the internal bits and pieces of the code itself. If that passes, the artifact gets deployed automatically to that staging environment. Once it's there, a whole new set of smoke tests run to make sure the app's main functions still work. And only after all those automated checks pass does it finally reach the last gatekeeper. And this, right here, shows the perfect partnership between the machines and the humans. The automated pipeline has done all the heavy lifting. It's proven the code is technically solid. But now, a real person, say a team lead, gets a notification to give the final okay. This makes sure the new feature actually makes sense for the business before it goes out. Okay, our hero has passed every single trial. It's earned that human seal of approval. It is now ready for the final glorious step, going to production. It's time to finish the quest and finally deliver that new value to the users. This is the moment of truth. A deployment service, maybe AWS Code Deploy, takes over. But check this out. It doesn't just flip one giant switch and hope for the best. No way. It carefully and safely rolls out the change, bit by bit, server by server, all while watching for any problems. If it spots anything wrong, it can instantly roll everything back. It's an incredible safety net. And just like that, success. The quest is complete. That brand new feature is live, and real users are interacting with it. And the most amazing part, the entire process, from that first save to the final release, was completely automatic after that one human click of approval. Now, let's just step back and appreciate the speed here. This whole journey, which again used to take days, sometimes weeks of painstaking manual work, was just compressed into 12 minutes. 12! From a developer's idea to a live feature for customers in less time than it takes to get a pizza delivered. That is absolutely wild. So, what's the moral of our hero's story? Well, to build a pipeline that's this fast and this reliable, there are a few key principles, a bit of wisdom that we really need to follow. It really all boils down to just four crucial ideas that make all the difference between a pipeline that's kind of shaky and one that is rock solid and trustworthy. Okay, here they are. First, every single commit has to trigger the pipeline. No exceptions, no side doors. Second, you've got to keep your build and test phases fast. Speed gives developers quick feedback, and that's a feature in itself. Third, and this is a big one, your staging environment must be a true replica of production. If it's not, your tests are basically worthless. And finally, automate everything you possibly can, but always leave that final business approval to a human. And, at the end of the day, that's the whole point. This isn't just about some cool tech. It's about having a system that lets you deliver real value, new features, bug fixes, performance boosts to your users faster and, more importantly, safer than ever before. It's how you stay ahead of the game. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. Understanding this process, well, it isn't the end of the journey, it's really just the beginning. A great pipeline is a platform for non-stop improvement. So the real question isn't what happened here today, but now that you've seen the path, what will you build next?